In today's fast-paced world, relationships can often feel like a roller coaster ride. From the pressures of balancing work and personal life to the challenges of communication and understanding, modern relationships come with their own unique set of hurdles. But what if there was a way to navigate these challenges with grace and harmony? The wisdom of Buddhism, with its emphasis on mindfulness, compassion, and understanding, offers profound insights that can help us cultivate deeper, more meaningful connections in our modern lives. Today, we'll delve into some key Buddhist concepts that can transform the way we approach our relationships. We'll explore the importance of mindfulness in fostering present-moment awareness, the power of compassion in building empathy, and the value of understanding in resolving conflicts. By the end of this session, you'll have practical tools to bring more harmony and peace into your relationships. So let's embark on this journey together. Whether you're in a romantic relationship, a family, or a close friendship, the wisdom we'll uncover today can make a significant difference. Let's begin by understanding how mindfulness can be the foundation of a harmonious relationship. One of the most profound insights from Buddhist wisdom is the understanding of attachment and its role in our relationships. So let's start by defining what attachment is and how it can sometimes lead to suffering. Attachment, in the Buddhist sense, refers to a strong emotional dependence on someone or something. It's that feeling of needing someone to complete us, or the fear of losing them. While it might seem natural to want to hold on tightly to the people we love, this kind of attachment often leads to suffering. When we are attached, we tend to develop expectations. We start to believe that our partner, friend, or family member should behave in a certain way or meet our needs in a specific manner. These expectations can create a sense of possessiveness, where we try to control the other person to meet our desires. Possessiveness, in turn, can lead to resentment. When our expectations are not met, we feel hurt and angry. We might start to blame the other person for not living up to our ideals, and this can create a cycle of negative emotions that erodes the foundation of our relationships. But here's where Buddhist wisdom offers a transformative perspective. The concept of non-attachment is not about indifference or detachment. It's about cultivating a deep sense of acceptance and understanding. Non-attachment means loving someone without needing them to fulfill our own desires or fears. When we practice non-attachment, we free ourselves from the need to control and the fear of loss. We begin to see our relationships as a shared journey where both individuals can grow and evolve independently while still being deeply connected. In non-attachment, we learn to appreciate the present moment and the unique qualities of the person we love. We let go of the need for them to be a certain way and instead embrace them as they are. This liberates our relationships from the burden of expectations and allows for a more genuine, compassionate connection. By understanding and practicing non-attachment, we can transform our relationships into spaces of mutual respect, understanding, and true harmony. So let's take a moment to reflect on our own relationships. Are there areas where we might be holding on too tightly? How can we cultivate a sense of non-attachment to bring more peace and freedom into our connections? Let's explore this further in the next segment. One of the most powerful ways to enhance our relationships is through mindful communication. In today's busy world, we often rush through conversations, missing the deeper layers of what our partners, friends, or family members are trying to convey. But when we practice mindfulness in communication, we open the door to deeper understanding and connection. Mindful communication means being fully present in the moment, listening deeply, and responding with compassion. It's about setting aside distractions and truly hearing the other person, not just with our ears, but with our hearts. When we communicate mindfully, we create a safe space for the other person to express themselves without fear of judgment. This kind of communication fosters empathy and understanding, allowing us to respond with compassion rather than reacting out of habit or frustration. For example, when your partner shares something that's bothering them, instead of immediately offering solutions or getting defensive, you can pause, take a deep breath, and simply acknowledge their feelings. This simple act of presence and empathy can transform a potentially tense conversation into a moment of connection. Let's explore some practical techniques for practicing mindfulness in everyday interactions. First, start with deep listening. When someone is speaking, give them your full attention. Put away your phone, make eye contact, and focus on their words, tone, and body language. This shows respect and creates a foundation for genuine communication. Second, practice mindful speaking. Before responding, take a moment to pause and reflect on what you want to say. Choose your words carefully, aiming to express yourself clearly and kindly. Avoid interrupting and try to speak from the heart. Another technique is to use I statements. Instead of saying, "You always do this," which can come across as accusatory, try saying, "I feel this way," when. This helps to express your feelings without blaming the other person, making it easier for them to listen and understand. Lastly, practice empathy. Put yourself in the other person's shoes and try to understand their perspective. This doesn't mean you have to agree with them, but it does mean you respect their feelings and experiences. By cultivating mindfulness and compassion in our communication, we can transform our relationships into spaces of deep connection and mutual understanding. Remember, every interaction is an opportunity to practice these skills. Let's take a moment now to reflect on how we can bring more mindfulness and compassion into our daily conversations. One of the most profound lessons we can learn in relationships is the art of acceptance and letting go. In our quest for perfect partners and ideal relationships, we often forget that everyone, including ourselves, has imperfections and flaws. Today, let's explore why accepting these imperfections is crucial for a healthy and harmonious relationship. Acceptance doesn't mean settling for less or ignoring problems. It means recognizing and embracing the reality of who your partner is, with all their strengths and weaknesses. When we accept our partners for who they are, we create a foundation of trust and mutual respect. In Buddhism, there's a concept called impermanence, which teaches us that everything in life is constantly changing. This is especially true in relationships. People grow, change, and evolve over time, and our relationships must adapt accordingly. Understanding impermanence helps us let go of rigid expectations and embrace the present moment. Instead of holding on to an idealized version of our partner, we can appreciate them for who they are right now. Let's talk about some strategies for practicing acceptance and letting go. First, cultivate gratitude. Focus on the positive aspects of your relationship and your partner. When we are grateful for what we have, it becomes easier to accept the imperfections. Second, practice mindfulness. When you find yourself getting caught up in expectations or frustrations, take a moment to pause and breathe. Bring your attention to the present moment and observe your thoughts without judgment. Another powerful strategy is to communicate openly and honestly. Share your feelings and concerns with your partner, but also be open to hearing their perspective. Sometimes simply talking about our expectations and fears can help us let go of them. Lastly, practice self-compassion. Remember that you too are imperfect and growing. When you treat yourself with kindness and understanding, it becomes easier to extend that same compassion to your partner. By practicing acceptance and letting go, we can transform our relationships into spaces of genuine love and understanding. Remember, the goal is not to change your partner, but to embrace them for who they are. Let's take a moment now to reflect on how we can practice acceptance and let go in our own relationships. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Buddhist wisdom for modern relationships. We've explored some powerful concepts that can truly transform the way we connect with others. We've learned about the importance of mindfulness in communication, how it helps us respond with compassion and empathy. We've seen how understanding attachment and practicing non-attachment can free us from the burdens of expectations and possessiveness. And we've discovered the value of acceptance and letting go, embracing the imperfections and impermanence in our relationships. These principles are not just theoretical. They are practical tools that you can apply in your everyday life. By cultivating mindfulness, compassion, and acceptance, you can create deeper, more fulfilling connections with your loved ones. Remember, the journey to harmony in relationships begins with small, intentional steps. Start by practicing deep listening, using I statements, and expressing gratitude. Embrace the present moment and let go of rigid expectations. These practices will not only enhance your relationships, but also bring more peace and fulfillment into your life. I encourage you to take these lessons to heart and apply them in your own relationships. If you'd like to explore Buddhist wisdom further, there are many resources available. You can start with classic texts like the Dhammapada or modern guides like The Miracle of Mindfulness by Thich Nhat Hanh. There are also numerous meditation apps and online courses that can help you deepen your practice. For those interested in a more structured approach, consider joining a local meditation group or a mindfulness retreat. These communities can provide valuable support and guidance on your journey. Thank you once again for being here. I wish you all the best in your journey towards finding peace and fulfillment in your relationships. Remember, every moment is an opportunity to practice love, understanding, and compassion. Until next time, take care and be well.